2 days ago, I started working on a rusted gas tank lock. Today, I'm still working on it. I think I need a new hobby. Day 3 fared no better. Spraying every nut, bolt, and screw you can find with penetrating oil is a crucial step before starting any project involving an old motorcycle. This will help you loosen the rusted and seized parts and prevent damage to the threads. It'll also make your work a lot easier and faster. To remove the rider's seat, you need to first unlock the rear seat with a key, and then pull the lever under it that releases the front seat. Next, you need to undo the 2 bolts that hold the back of the fuel tank in place. They're 10 millimeters in size. Then you need to take out the 2 bolts that attach the bracket to the rear subframe. They're also 10 millimeters. Removing the bracket will make it easier for you to lift the tank off the bike. Loosen the rear side panels by pulling out the pushing grommets out of the rubber grommets. This is easy but requires patience. You can spray lubricant to make it slide out easier. Be careful. They can break. To detach the side view mirrors, you need to unscrew the 2 10mm nuts that hold each mirror in place. Unfasten the 2 10mm bolts and then remove the upper fairing stay. Lift the fuel tank so you can access the 2 fuel lines that need to be cut. Both fuel lines were cut since I will be installing new ones. I took out the fuel tank and found a surprise, a cozy nest made by some furry friends. Apparently, the mice thought my bike was a nice place to live. Well, I guess they have good taste in motorcycles. Whenever I take a part off a bike, I always put the bolts and brackets back where they belong. This way, I don't lose them or mix them up with other parts. Remember, keep spraying those nuts, bolts, and screws. The first step to take off the tail section of the bike is to unscrew the 6 Phillips screws on top and 1 on each side. When a screw is stuck and difficult to remove, I use a method called percussion maintenance, which is same as hit it with a hammer. I position the screwdriver on the screw and softly strike the screwdriver with a hammer. The magic word is softly. This can loosen the frozen screw. And don't forget the 2 under the tail screws. Remember, keep spraying those nuts, bolts, and screws. Remove rear side panels. One of the bike's best features is the rear grab handle. It has a wing-like shape, and it is time to detach it. Before we can remove the grab handle, we need to remove the rear brake light. And before we can remove the brake plate, we need to remove the rear seat latch. Methinks I should have started with the rear seat latch. Next, detach the rear taillight, take out the bulbs, and fasten the nuts again. Then reinstall the rear seat latch. Unscrew the two 12mm bolts to secure the handle. Then, return all the fasteners that you removed to the original place. You should have a clear tray when you are done. I was able to remove the left, right, and front fairings with relative ease. Just remember to place all the screws back, and don't forget to keep spraying. Removing the front fender is a snap. On the inside of each side of the fender are two 10mm bolts. Save all the parts, big and small. They might be useful for repair someday if new ones are not available. Duct tape is amazing for keeping them together. I was never good at jigsaw puzzles to begin with. The rear fender is just as simple to remove, hopefully without the snap part. I was able to remove the right side panel that directs the airflow away from the rider's leg without any difficulty. The next step was to remove the ram air intake, which is secured only by one bolt. I think there should have been more bolts. However, the left side panel has a screw hidden under the rubber boot. I have to take off the rubber boot first before I can access the screw, but I'm going to leave that for another day. This is the end of chapter 3, where we learn how to remove the fairings and the fuel tank. Some fairings need to be fixed with plastic welding. The fuel tank also requires unknown work, but we will cover those topics in the next chapter. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Stay safe.